What happened to Clingman's dome? Did it fall off the face of the earth? Clingman's dome is one of the most popular hikes in Gatlinburg, but I couldn't find it anywhere. When I planned the trip to Gatlinburg months ago, I planned a hike to Clingman's dome. And right before we went to the trip, I looked for Clingman's dome in my list, and I didn't see it anywhere. That was confusing until I saw Kuwohi right where Clingman's dome used to be, so I decided to look it up. I found out that Kuwohi is the original name of Clingman's dome. The Cherokee people named this mountain Kuwohi, spiritually an important place for the Cherokee and the highest mountain in their original land. In 1859, Kuwohi was renamed Clingman's Dome for Thomas Clingman, a senator and Confederate general. And just in September of 2024, this place was renamed Kuwohi. I'm about to tell you all about this beautiful hike at Kuwohi, but it all started with a beautiful sunrise in the parking lot. Good morning. We're here at one of the most beautiful sunrises in the world, and the sun is set to rise at 7:46 a.m. It's now 7:30. Let's take in this beauty. I've set up my camera, and we're going to show you a time lapse of the sunrise here at the most beautiful sunrise in the world. The hiking trail that we ended up taking at Kuwohi was the Double Spring Gap Shelter and Kuwohi Appalachian Trail. This is a 6.5-mile trail. It's an out and back with an elevation gain of 1,614 feet. The steepest part of getting to the top of Kuwohi is following the sidewalk right off of the parking lot. You can see that right here in this map. This is the start of the trail, going right off of the parking lot. And then when you get up to the top on the trail, you're pretty much just following the mountains. But they say that you're going down, and it doesn't feel like it, but you go down to the end of the trail, and then you're going to have to go back up. And we certainly felt it as we went back up the trail. Here's a quick overview of what to expect on the Double Gap Trail at Kuwohi. Hiking along the trail, you can peek out between the trees and see the beautiful Smoky Mountains. There's not many signs along the way, but the signs are clearly marked to let you know that you're on the right path. And again, as you hike to your turnaround point, there's a lot of downhills and a lot of beautiful views. The downslope of the first part of the trail pulled us down pretty quickly, and before we knew it, we were at the Double Gap Shelter. The Double Gap Shelter is one of many shelters along the Appalachian Trail for thru hikers to stay the night and get out of the elements. There even was a sign to warn hikers of bears and how they can hang their food to keep bears away. Just outside the shelter, there's a sign that says toilet area. And you're thinking, toilet area, is that this field? But if you go through the woods, there's actually a bathroom far back that you can use. A latrine hole, anyways. John and I had a nice lunch at the Double Gap Shelter, and before we knew it, it was time to go. Ready to finish this?
Yeah, our first time in the shelter. The shelter.
I think we visited a shelter in Virginia, remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, 2.7 back.
Okay. The trip back was beautiful, but it was quite a climb. We went to Gatlinburg in mid-October, and it had snowed 3 days before we came. Because the elevation gain was so high, the snow was still on the ground. The hike was definitely a workout, but before we knew it, we were already seeing the observation tower ahead. To get up to the observation tower, you need to follow this concrete pathway that winds round and round. That can take a while, unless you're in fast forward. We're now on the highest mountain in Tennessee, but not the highest mountain in North Carolina. How's that possible? Kuwauhi is bordered between Tennessee and North Carolina. It's the highest point in the Great Smoky Mountain National Park at 6,643 feet. On a clear day, you can catch sight of 7 states: Tennessee, North Carolina, Kentucky, South Carolina, Virginia, Alabama, and Mississippi. It was certainly great to say that we've hiked the highest point in the Appalachian Trail. We're going to leave you with one hint if you're going to Kuwauhi. When you park in the parking lot, of course, come early in the morning and park at the very end of the parking lot, not the closest spot to the trail. When we left, we were stuck in the parking lot with people trying to get in. And as you can see, you do definitely want to come early. Until next time, let our next trail help you find your next trail.